Okay, let's cover the review for exam one. Now, I'm going to do this on my own sheet of paper. I don't expect you to do this on the paper that I provided you. These are just the questions, and then I also provided you the answers so that you could check the answers that you got. Now, if you didn't get the answers that are listed, let's go through, and if you can't make it to review session, which is totally understandable, things, life gets away from us and availability. I hope you're using this video, and if you're still questioning anything, that's when I would request that you send me a message so that we can get together and meet over Zoom and I can discuss it further with you to make sure you have a really good understanding on this before moving on. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Remember, with order of operations, you have to do what's inside the parentheses first before you do anything else. Now, once we multiply these two numbers, the parentheses will drop. 6 times 5 is 30. Bring down the subtraction sign. And then another parenthesis, 2 times 7 is 14. Now, we just subtract these. Let's whip out the old calculator just so that I can double check everything for us. 30 minus 14. Now, the signs are different, so you subtract and take the sign of the larger number. So your answer here is 16. The next one is 5/9 times 3/5 minus 1/6. Now, I could, Rosie, stop. 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 I could multiply these straight across, or because these are multiplied, I could go ahead and reduce this. Now, if you multiplied, then you would have to reduce it. I would reduce it before subtracting. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce first, and then that gives me 3/9. But I can reduce again because both of these are reducible by 3. 3 divides into 3 one time, and 3 divides into 9 3 times. So divide both of these by 3, and that gives us 1/3. Now we can find the common denominator. And the common denominator between 3 and 6, well, 6 doesn't go into 3, but 3 goes into 3 and 6. So the common denominator has to be 6. So we want the denominators to be 6. And this one's already 6. So to make 3 into 6, you have to multiply it times 2. What you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. Now we can subtract. When you subtract fractions, you keep the denominator the same, and you just go through, and 2 minus 1 is 1. All right. Number 3. 56 minus 4, and then we've got brackets. Some of you might be tempted to distribute this. Please don't do that. Don't do that. We're working with brackets that are inside other brackets. So we've got a parenthesis inside of a bracket. So work from the innermost one first. I'm bringing all the rest of this down. And then 21 minus 9 is 12. The parentheses go away. Now we've got another bracket or parenthesis, so bring everything else down. And that's 5. 17 minus 12 is 5. Make sure that you either keep the bracket or parenthesis or something, because you need to know these two are multiplied and these two are subtracted. So based on order of operations, you have to multiply before you subtract. 4 times 5 is 20. Negative times a positive is a negative. Last step is subtract. And that's 36. All right, number 4. 5, 10 minus 3. Again, do what's in the parentheses first. 10 minus 3 is 7. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now you have to multiply before you can add. 5 times 7 is 35. 2 times 1 is 2. And now you can add. or 5. Okay, we don't have any parentheses where there's things happening inside of them. This parenthesis just means that these two things are multiplied. So you need to work with the top, and then you need to work with the bottom, and then we divide. So up here, we've got subtraction and multiplication. We have to multiply before we subtract. So 48 minus 5 times 6 is 30. 6 squared means 6 times 6, and that's 36. To put that in your calculator, you can go 6, use the little caret here, 2 equals. Or if you have an x squared, you could use that too. Next thing we have to do is finish up the top, 48 minus 30, and that's 18 over 36. Now this will reduce. It will reduce by 3 for sure, but I think it'll reduce by 9. 9 goes into 18 2 times, so divide by 9 for both of these. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is, let's make sure I'm, no, 9 times 4. Sorry, 9 times 4 is 36. Oh, I can reduce even more. 2 goes into both of these. So 18 would have gone into both of these. Totally missed that. Too early. Not enough coffee. So 1/2. All right. 6. Got 1/5 plus 1/2 times 1/2 minus 1/5. Okay. Well, we need to do what's inside the parentheses first. And the common denominator between 5 and 2 is 10. So what does it take for 5 to become 10? I'd have to multiply it by 2. So multiply the top by 2. So 2/10. Plus, to make 2 a 10, I have to multiply by 5, which means I have to do the same thing up top in the numerator. Over here and do the same thing, same denominator for this. 2 times 5, 1 times 5, so 5/10. 5 times 2, so 1 times 2 is 2/10. All right, now that the denominators are the same, we can add them. 5 plus 7, 2 plus 5 is 7. And then for this one, we can subtract 5 minus 2 is 3. Now we're multiplying. Now when we multiply, we always try to reduce first. We can't. So 7 times 3 is 21. 10 times 10 is 100. And those do not reduce. Here. 7. All right, 8 squared minus 36 divided by 3 times 4. Order of operations, we don't have any parentheses, so next thing is exponent. 8 squared is 8 times 8, which is 64. I'm just going to bring everything else down. I'm truly going to go order of operations. So that was parentheses, exponents. Now let's go to multiplication division. We have to do whichever one comes first from left to right. If you go 3 times 4 is 12, instead of 36 divided by 3, you're doing it incorrectly. So 64, negative divided by positive is a negative. 36 divided by 3 is 12. Bringing down the times 4. Now we have subtraction and multiplication. We need to multiply before we subtract. 12 times 4 is 48. And then 64 minus 48 is 16. All right. For this next one, I'm going to show you the words. Translate into a mathematical expression or equation. It says 5 less than the product, 5 less than the product of 4 and a number. Okay, remember less than means we need to flip where it is. So it's going to be 5 over here less than whatever else comes out. The product, which means multiply, 4 and a number, and we'll let that number be x. You can let it be n, you can let it be whatever you want. So 4 times x. This could also be written as 4x minus 5. The quotient means division of a number, and 3 gives 12. So quotient means divide. And the quotient of a number, we'll use x for a number, and 3 gives 12. Twice the sum means addition, twice the addition of a number and 6, twice the sum, because we're two times the sum of a number and 6, that's the sum of x and 6, is 20. Okay. All right. Make each of the indicated conversions round to 2 decimal places as needed. All right, this one I'm going to move back to my paper. 3.75 feet to inches. This is number 11. 3.75 feet to inches. Well, you need to know the conversion that 12 inches is equal to 1 foot, and that's all you need. So always start with what you're given. We want to get rid of feet and go to inches. So feet are up top, put it over 1 if you need to, which means feet needs to go in the denominator so that they cross each other out. Once you get the conversion set up, the units, then you can plug in the numbers 1 and 12. Multiplying straight across, feet are gone. You're left with inches. And then 3.75 times 12 is 45. So this is 45 inches. The next one is 9 miles to kilometers. Give me just 1 second. I need to find my conversion chart. So sorry about that. Okay. So it says that 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers. There's my conversion. Now, this is just what I'm going to use to take 9 miles to kilometers. Start with the 9 miles. You always start with what you're given. We've got miles up top, so we need miles down bottom, so it goes away. Cross this out when you multiply, and we're going to kilometers. This is only a one-step conversion. 1 mile, once you get the units, go put the numbers in. 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. Multiplying straight across, miles is gone, left with kilometers. And then 9 times 1.61 is 14.49 kilometers. Now this said to round to 2 decimal places, so we are good to go. All right, let's go to 13. 352 fluid ounces. And we want to take this to gallons. This is going to be multiple steps. Okay, so let me give you the conversions for this. Again, it's on your conversion chart. So we're going to start with 352 fluid ounces, but we need to get from fluid ounces to gallons. There are 8 fluid ounces in a cup. There's one conversion. There are 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, and 4 quarts in 1 gallon. These are the conversions we're going to use. We're going to start with 352 fluid ounces. I would really like to get a piece of paper I can write all of this on here straight across, because I do not like doing different steps. 352 fluid ounces. Now I set up my units first. I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 conversions. And I'm going to go over 1. Fluid ounces on the bottom. And I'm going to go to cups. And then I'm going to go from cups to pints. And then from pints to quarts. And then from quarts to finally gallons. These cross out and I'm left with gallons. That's what I wanted to happen. So now that these are set up with the units correctly, I can just plug in the number. 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. 1 pint is 2 cups. 1 quart is 2 pints. And 1 gallon is 4 quarts. Multiply straight across. Fluid ounces are gone. Cups are gone. Pints are gone. Quarts are gone. Left with gallons. Multiply straight across. Top and bottom. So straight across for the top is 352. Straight across from the bottom is 8 times 2 times 2 times 4. And that's 128. This is gallons. And let's see if this divides evenly. Nope, but that's okay. 2.75 gallons. All right. What's next? 12,000 square meters to acres. I'm going to come back over here. This is 14. All right. 12,000 square meters to acres. So we're crossing from metric and US. And this is length. I can get from miles to kilometers. I can get from feet to meters. I think that's, what do we have for acres? Do we have it? Oh, there it is. 1 acre is 43,560 square feet. So yeah, we're going to want to take we're going to want to do the one for 3.28 feet is 1 meter. And then we're going to go ahead and change that to square feet and square meters. And I've shown you this before. You just square both sides. So 3.28 squared is, and do not round this, 10.7584 feet squared is 1 meter squared. So there's my conversion for that one. That gets us to feet squared, from meters squared to feet squared. And then I need to get to acres. And acres is 1 acre is 43,560 square feet. I'm going to use these two conversions, starting off with 12,000 meters squared. I need 2 conversions. Remember, this is over 1. So we want meters squared on the bottom. And I can get to feet squared. And then I need to get rid of feet squared and go to acres. I should have gone off the long version here. That's okay. We'll just plug in the numbers. So for this one, meters squared and feet squared, it's 1 for meter squared and 10.7584 for feet squared. And then for feet squared an acre, 1 acre is 43,560. Remember, you multiply straight across. Meters are gone, feet squared are gone, and we're left with acre. 12,000 times 10.7584 is 129,100.8 over 43,560, and this is acres. And we just need to divide that now. Divided by 43,560. And that is 2.9637. That's a bunch of acres. All right. So when you round, move this back down. When you round, you're rounding to 2 decimal places. This is the hundredths place. That's my rounding digit. My test digit is one place value over. It is not 5 or greater. So it just goes away. And this is my answer, 2.96 acres. Okay. I'm going to finish this, these last four, and then I'm going to start a new video for y'all. If you see, at least break it up a little bit. Just a heads up on that. All right, the next one is we're going from 432, this is 15, 432,000 seconds, and we're going to days. Okay, well, there's 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, and 24 hours in 1 day. That is how we get from seconds to days. We're going to use these conversions. Starting off with what you're given, the 432,000 seconds. We're going to do 3 conversions. Remember, this is over 1. Seconds are up top in the numerator, so you need seconds down low in the denominator. We're heading to minutes. Get rid of minutes. Go to hours. Get rid of hours, and then get to days, which is what our goal is. Once you get the conversion units set up, you can now just plug in your numbers. 60 seconds, 1 minute, 60 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours in 1 day. Multiplying straight across, seconds are gone, minutes are gone, hours are gone, you're left with days. 432,000 times 1 from 4 is 432,000 over 60 times 60 times 24. Oops, that's wrong. Is 86,400. And this is day for our unit. And let's just divide that. 432,000 divided by 86,400 is 5. So 5 days. Nice round number. All right, next one is miles per hour to meters per second. So 16. 75 miles per 1 hour. That's what the 75 miles per hour means. 2, and we want meters per second. So we're going to do a lot of conversions here. First, I'm going to focus on the numerator. I'm going to focus on getting it from miles to meters. I'm going to come over here to my US metric conversion, and I have miles to kilometers. That should work. So 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers. I don't want kilometers, I want meters. And then so that means I have to go up to my metric part and see that 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. There's 2 conversions. That takes me from miles to meters. Now I need conversions for hours to seconds. 1 hour is 60 minutes. 1 minute is 60 seconds. So I've got 4 conversions I'm going to be doing. Remember, use MI for miles, not M. M means meters. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm just going to focus on the numerator first, getting it from miles to meters. Miles up top, so miles down low. And I can go from miles to kilometers. I don't want kilometers, so let's get rid of that and go to meters. Okay, miles, kilometers gone, left with meters. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my numbers for these. 1.61 and 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer. Now I'm going to go from hours to seconds. Hours are in the bottom in the denominator, so I need hours up on the top so that they'll cancel each other out. I can go from hours to minutes. I don't want minutes, so it has to go up top, and then I can go to seconds. Once I get my conversion set up the way I want, the units, plug in your numbers, 1 and 60, 1 and 60. Multiplying straight across the top and bottom, miles are gone, kilometers gone, left with meters. Hours are gone, minutes are gone, left with seconds in the denominator. So meters per second, which is what we wanted. 75 times 1.61 times 1,000 is 120,750. Oh, and this is meters over, bunch of 160 times 60 is 3,600. And this is seconds. Now this is where we just divide. So divide that by 3,600. It's 33.5416. I'm going to stop there because I only need to go to 2 decimal places. This is my rounding digit. This is meters per second. This is my test digit. Because my test digit is 1 and not 5 or greater, this goes away and my answer is 33.54 meters per second. All right. 17. 112 ounces to pounds. All right. So for our volume, oh no, this is weight. I'm sorry, this is weight, ounces to pounds. And this is all American. And we just need one conversion. 16 ounces is 1 pound. All right. So start with what you're given, 112 ounces. You want to get rid of ounces and go to pounds. Units are set up. So now I just need to plug in my numbers, 16 and 1. Multiplying straight across, put this over 1 if you need to. Ounces are gone. Left with pounds. Becomes 112 over 16 pounds. We just need to divide this. And 7 pounds. Eight liters to quarts. Now we've got metric and US again. 8 liters to quarts. All right, what do we have for volume across? We got liters to gallons. Then we can go from gallons to quarts. Let's do that. 3.79 liters is equal to 1 gallon. And then 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. So that's 2 conversions. Start with what you're given. 2 conversions, over 1 if you need to. Liters up top, liters down low, that way it cancels. We can't go to quarts yet, we have to go to gallons. Then we have to get rid of gallons and go to quarts. All right. 3.79 liters for 1 gallon, 4 quarts for 1 gallon. Multiplying straight across, liters are gone, gallons are gone, left with quarts. 8 times 1 times 4 is 32 over 3.79, and this is quarts, and we just need to divide that. 8.443, that's as far as I need to go. So I need to have, this is my rounding digit, this is my test digit. It is less than 5, so I just ignore it, and it's 8.44 quarts. Alrighty, one more, and then I'll do a different video for y'all. Last one is 648 square inches. And we're going to square feet. Well, I know there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So, oh my gosh, I can't see what I'm doing. So sorry. I know there's 12 inches in 1 foot for a conversion. So to make it squared, I just need to square both sides of my equal sign. 12 squared is 144 inches squared, and 1 squared is 1 feet squared. There's just one conversion. Inches squared on the bottom, since inches squared is on the top, going to feet squared. 144 for inches squared, 1 for feet squared. Multiplying straight across. Inches squared is gone, left with feet squared. And that's 648 over 144 feet squared. Now we just divide. 4.5. No rounding here. There you go. See you in the next video. Let me know what questions you have.